This is CNN, a network of...
CNN is fake news, and it's been proven time and time again.
All right, folks, gather around because today we're pulling back the curtains on one of the biggest jokes in modern journalism, CNN. You think you're getting the news? Think again. We're about to expose some truly jaw-dropping moments where CNN proves yet again why they've earned the moniker fake news. From stage war zones to cozying up with the authoritarian regimes, we're going to dissect their flawed arguments, call out their ridiculous narratives, and maybe, just maybe, have a few laughs at their expense. This isn't just about bad reporting. It's about fundamental betrayal of trust. So buckle up, because this ride is going to be wild, opinionated, and absolutely essential for anyone who cares about the truth in media. Let's dive in.
But the funniest time to prove that
All right, what you're seeing right
is in
now
a war
is
zone. This is one of the funniest clips that's ever been broadcast. Ever. It's CNN reporter Erin Burnett standing there in the middle of a desert. Notice she's in the middle of a literal desert. And she says, I'm in the border with Gaza. There's a tank battalion that's about to roll through. If only there was anywhere else to stand. There's literally empty fields in every direction. It's a barren wasteland here. And lo and behold, she just stands right in the middle of the tank treads for effect. It's really funny. Watch this.
All right, John, I'll tell you what you're seeing right now. We're actually right near a staging area, a tank battalion that actually went in on Saturday morning right along that Gaza border after the Hamas attack. Some of those tanks actually are going to be driving by right now.
What will happen?
Get covered in this, so
if there's only a place, if there was a place for me to go, if only there was somewhere for me to go. I'm trapped. Okay. I'm stuck in the middle of this field. John, I can't do anything.
There's going to be another one.
You just saw it, folks. I'm trapped. There's nowhere to go. Says the CNN reporter dramatically standing in the middle of a literal empty desert, bro. I mean, come on. This isn't journalism. It's a bad improv sketch. You could land a jumbo jet in that war zone and still have room for a petting zoo. The only thing she was trapped by was her own desperate attempt to manufacture a compelling narrative. It's absolutely pathetic for sure. This is the kind of cheap theatrics that makes people roll their eyes at mainstream media. They're so desperate for drama, so hungry for the viral moment, that they'll literally stand in the middle of nowhere and pretend a tank is about to run them over. It's like a kid playing soldier in their backyard, except this kind has a multi-million-dollar budget and a global platform. The sheer audacity of it is insulting to anyone with a shred of common sense. And honestly, what's the point? To make us believe this situation is far more perilous than it actually is? To inflate the danger and the bravery of the reporter on the ground? It's a transparent manipulation of emotion for sure, pure and simple. They want you to feel the tension, the urgency, even when the reality is as bland as a beige wall. This isn't reporting, it's reality TV for people who think they're too smart for reality TV. This isn't an isolated incident either. The host rightly called out their past stunts in places like Syria. This is a pattern, a playbook for how to generate sensationalism when the truth isn't dramatic enough for their ratings. It completely undermines any credibility they might have. If they're willing to fake the immediate physical danger, what else are they willing to bend, twist, and outright invent? Think about it. If you're watching a news report and you're expected to be informed, not entertained by a poorly staged play, when a network resorts to these kind of stunts, they're not just misleading their audience, they're actively eroding public trust in all their media. And for what? A few extra eyeballs? It's a race to the bottom, and CNN seems determined to win the gold medal in journalistic malpractice. This isn't just a misstep, it's a fundamental flaw in their approach to news. It shows a complete disregard for the truth in favor of narrative control. They're not documenting events, they're orchestrating them. And that, my friends, is why so many of us have checked out of the mainstream media circus. We're tired of being treated like idiots. We want facts, not fiction, especially when the stakes are as high as they are in the real world conflicts. This clip is a masterclass in how not to do journalism. It's a clown show, plain and simple, and we're all supposed to pretend it's serious news? Give me a break.
So I don't know how long you're going to want to take this, but I'll tell you what we saw. This tank battalion had been in there.
They're such frauds. CNN's done this a lot. The stuff they did in Syria was like unforgivable. And now Iranians are furious at CNN's propaganda for the Iranian regime. Downplaying panic as shoot-to-kill orders given. Oh, no. Okay, what's going on with CNN? Now, CNN has gone into Iran. They used Frederick Pleitgen to whoever the hell this is, to go to Iran's capital. Dangerous, for sure. CNN is operating in Iran only with government permission. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so CNN is going in.
Border and are now inside of Iran. The Iranian government has granted us a visa to come here and to report from the Islamic Republic of Iran. We're now trying to make our way to the capital, Tehran, as fast as possible. But of course, the distances in this huge country are immense, and we know it's going to take many, many hours for us to get there. We also don't know what the situation on the road to Tehran is going to look like. How many checkpoints there's going to be. And of course, we know at the same time, there are massive combat operations also going on. The United States and Israel are continuing their...
Okay, got it. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the kind of guy you send to Iran. All right. What's going on with this dude? Let's go ahead and check. CNN's Frederick Pleitgen encounters more checkpoints than usual, armed personnel on the road. Sees no sign of panic. Shops are stocked. Gas appears readily available. No long lines. CNN is operating with government permission.
Did you catch that? CNN is operating in Iran only with government permission. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't just a minor detail. It's the entire ballgame. CNN, the network that loves to lecture everyone about disinformation and state media, is literally acting as a state-sanctioned mouthpiece for one of the most oppressive, anti-American regimes on the planet. The irony, folks, it's thicker than a terrain small cloud. They're granted a visa, they're allowed in, and suddenly what do we see? A curated tour. Shops are stocked, gas is readily available, and no long lines, no sign of panic. Oh, really? You mean the authoritarian regime that jails reporters and censors the media allowed you to see exactly what they wanted you to see? What a groundbreaking revelation. It's like asking a tour guide in North Korea if everyone is happy and being shocked when they say yes. This isn't reporting, it's a propaganda tour. It's a carefully choreographed ballet designed to present a sanitized, government-approved version of reality. And CNN, in its infinite wisdom, of course, or perhaps its desperate need for access, is playing right along. They're carrying water for a regime that actively suppresses its own people, that chants death to America, and that is known as a state sponsor of terrorism. Yet CNN is there, dutifully broadcasting their PR message. The host earlier mentioned how CNN has the gall to call Fox and CBS state TV, but here they are literally begging for permission from a regime that quote-unquote state TV and then parroting its talking points. This isn't just hypocrisy, it's a complete abandonment of journalistic ethics. How can you credibly report on a country when your very presence there is contingent on not saying anything the government doesn't like? And let's talk about that internet access. The host brought up a fantastic point. How does a CNN journalist have internet when an Islamic regime shuts down access for ordinary people? It's simple, folks. They're given special privileges because they're serving a special purpose, to act as a conduit for the regime's narrative. This isn't about getting the nuanced truth. It's about being a useful idiot for a dictatorship. This whole situation is a stark reminder that access often comes at a price, and that price is usually journalistic integrity. When you trade independence for a press pass from an oppressive government, you stop being a reporter and you start being a public relations officer. And for CNN to fall into this trap, to be so easily manipulated, is not just embarrassing, it's dangerous. It gives legitimacy to a regime that deserves none, and it misleads viewers about the true suffering and repression faced by the Iranian people. We should be outraged, not just at the regime, but at the network that enables the deception.
Place, so it seemed like a fairly fresh airstrike. Also, some destroyed buildings that we saw from our vantage point as we were driving past.
Internet?
The other thing that I would also say is that there are definitely more checkpoints.
Okay, all right. So what does this guy do exactly? So here's what he's done. So this is his X page. Listen, I get it. Like, it's neat to see. So he's showing that people are getting oil. Okay, got it. Stopped at several shops and stations on the way. Everything is open. There doesn't appear to be any shortages of anything. No lines or gas stations. Look, here's a poster commemorating the Ayatollah. Look at the Ayatollah. He is so loved. Whatever. Just cross the border. We'll be reporting from here. Here's a photo of a thing. A little house. I'm very serious. Serious. I'm in danger because the government's allowing me to take propaganda photos of the country. Yikes. Okay. All right, dude. Listen, like, I get it. Like, I think it's interesting as well, but he didn't really get anything interesting. CNN is operating with the government's permission. Amazing. This means we're going to get unbiased, uncensored, nuanced reporting from inside Iran. Bravo to all involved. Incredible journalism, really doing the people of Iran a great service, says Iranian influencers. CNN has been running around calling Fox and CBS state TV. Meanwhile, they're crawling to the Iranian regime to beg their permission to go into Iran and act as a mouthpiece for the Iranian regime. CNN is operating only with the government's permission. So why, pray tell, should I believe a single thing coming out of CNN? If anybody's looking for a PR person, this guy's a 5.5 rating for a mass murdering authoritarian regime. Iranians are crashing out hard on CNN over this. Repeat business says a lot about client satisfaction. With government permission. How miserable you are, poor leftist. Nobody else finds it disturbing that the Iranian government's giving CNN permission right now. Right? CNN operates only with government permission in the Islamic regime of Iran. Foreign journalists are there to report under strict supervision. The government jails reporters and censors the media. Iran knows what regime allows. This is why he's able to upload, publish things, right?
Usual. We did see checkpoints with fairly heavily armed security personnel. Any sign of order collapsing here? Taking a quick break for a coffee along the way. We've been driving for several hours. There's a couple of things that we've noticed. Number one is that, first of all the shops are open. All the shops are really well stocked, even with fresh things like, for instance, fruits and vegetables. Coffee obviously also available as well. And then also the gas stations. There's no long lines as gas stations. Fuel seems readily available, and you just don't see any sort of degree of panic anywhere.
No degree of panic anywhere? Are you kidding me? Fuel readily available? Shops stocked? I'm sorry, but is this reporter living in the same reality as the rest of us? The host just laid out the real picture. People being shot for chanting, armed checkpoints, state TV threatening women's national teams, parents mourning children killed in strikes. But sure, let's focus on the organic vegetables and plentiful coffee. It's an insult to the intelligence of the viewers, and more importantly, an insult to the suffering people of Iran. This isn't just tone deaf, it's willfully ignorant. It's the kind of reporting you get when you're on a guided tour, seeing only what your handlers want you to see, and then having the audacity to present it as the full, unvarnished truth. The idea that a country as vast as Iran, under immense internal and external pressure, is somehow devoid of panic because a few shops in the government-approved area are stocked is beyond absurd. It's gaslighting on a global scale. And then, the cherry on top, taking a quick break for a coffee along the way. A coffee break? During what is being reported as a tense, potentially war-torn situation? My goodness, the privilege. While actual citizens are facing shoot-to-kill orders and fearing for their lives, our intrepid CNN reporter is worried about finding a good latte. It perfectly encapsulates the detached, almost vacation-like approach they seem to have when reporting from these quote-unquote dangerous zones, especially when they're escorted by the very regime they're supposed to be scrutinizing. This entire segment exposes the fundamental flaw of CNN's approach: prioritize access and narrative over genuine critical journalism. When you're reporting from a country that suppresses dissent, controls information, and literally threatens its citizens, and your biggest takeaway is that the shops are stocked and you got a good coffee, you're not doing journalism. You're doing public relations for dictators. And that, my friends, is why trust in media is at an all-time low. We see through the charade, and it's frankly disgusting.
Okay. Iranian influencers totally crashing out on this. CNN operating with government permission tells you everything you need to know. I mean, Iran is a huge country. It's as big as 2 or 3 Texases. So, like, do you think that your little car, like, do you think they couldn't have, like, created potentially propaganda stops for you? How does CNN journalists have internet access with the Islamic regime that shut down access for ordinary people? Good question. Tell us, how do you have internet when nobody else has internet? Strange. Funny footage from CNN. CNN team reporting from inside of Iran says the situation does not appear chaotic. Everything's happy. Everyone happy. This guy, they do great in North Korea. All right, Iranians are calling this out. Here we go.
CNN has been able to report from inside the country and has been allowed to send their footage out to a U.S. news network.
So the gas stations, there's no long lines as gas stations. Fuel seems readily available.
I think one of the reasons there aren't long lines at the gas stations is because, and I'm going out on a limb here, a lot of people are staying inside because the country's getting bombed.
All the shops are really well stocked, even with fresh things, like, for instance, fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, the shelves are probably pretty stocked because most people can't afford groceries right now.
You just don't see any sort of degree of panic anywhere.
Did you see the panic of the people who were getting shot at by the IRGC when they were chanting from the rooftops? Did you see the panic of the people who are getting stopped at armed checkpoints and being threatened? Did you see the panic of the people who are watching state-controlled television today as the IRGC said, if anyone shows any enthusiasm or excitement for what the US and Israel are doing, we can shoot to kill you? Or how about the state TV host who threatened an Iranian women's national team and said that they should be punished harshly and considered treasonous because they chose not to sing the national anthem? Or how about the panic of the parents whose children were killed, reportedly by a US strike on the school in Minab?
Taking a quick break for a coffee along the way. We've been driving for several hours.
Ugh, I am so glad you found a good cup of coffee. It is so hard to find quality coffee during wartime. Next time you want some coffee, let me know. I have so many places in LA I could suggest to you. You don't need to drive all the way to Iran. Oh, okay. Yeah, that tracks.
Just a reminder, my favorite CNN story of all time, the fake ISIS torturer for the Assad regime that tricked CNN into thinking he is a helpless prisoner. Awesome. Recap here. Yeah, don't trust CNN. Okay, don't trust CNN. Literally propaganda for terrorists. All right, here you go.
Clear if there is something under the blanket.
Oh, it moved. Is there someone there? I thought I saw it move. Is someone there? Or is it just a blanket? I don't know.
Hello?
Okay, it's just moving.
I'm a civilian, he says. I'm a civilian. He tells the fighter he's from the city of Homs and has been in the cell for 3 months.
Okay, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Clutches my arm tightly with both hands.
Okay. Does anyone have any water? Mike. Okay, it's water. It's water. Okay. Okay, you're okay.
And there you have it, folks. Another masterclass in how not to do journalism, courtesy of CNN. From staging fake danger in the desert to becoming a literal mouthpiece for the Iranian regime, their credibility is in tatters. This isn't just about bad reporting, it's about a systematic failure to uphold the most basic tenets of journalism, truth, independence, and accountability. In an age where information is power, it's more crucial than ever to question the narratives being fed to us for sure. Don't let these networks pull the wool over your eyes with manufactured drama or government-approved propaganda. Demand better, demand real journalism. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more no-nonsense analysis, and share this video with anyone who needs a wake-up call about what passes for news these days. Let's keep fighting for the truth, one exposed fallacy at a time. Thank you for watching.